Hello, everybody, and welcome to Euroschmoe, the European and South African-based European after show. Um, we have on our show today Matt joining us again after a long hiatus.
Hello.
We have Liam.
Hello, everyone. Just want to say before we get started that we started a new show this week called Save My Movies. It's my baby, and I hope you all had a chance to check it out. And if not, it's on the channel, and I hope you enjoy. We had a really fun discussion talking about Pixar movies. Me and Ben did it. I'd love to know if you agree, disagree, so check that out if you get an opportunity. And hello, everyone. Good to be back.
And we have a very special guest all the way from New Zealand, very early in the morning for her, Kiwi Jess.
Hello. I'm so happy to be here. It's a great way to start a Monday, so I'm very happy.
I'm still freaked out that it's Monday for you.
I know.
Yeah.
It's a weird place, New Zealand, I just gotta say.
I'm jealous, though. I'm sure the weather's nicer than ours at the moment.
Yeah, it's still summer here.
Yeah.
We got some Kiwi Jess chants going on. So I figure we'll just jump into it. We had a pay-per-view this week, so spoilers. Please be aware that there are big spoilers coming ahead. And just to let you all know, so if you haven't watched it, turn away now, come back later, and comment on our show. But first things first, we had some amazing storyline news. We had the Schmoedown finally coming to a conclusion. And it turns out that the Schmoedown was Sam Levine all along. Not only that, he's now disbanded the Schmoedown, fired Grace, and is now a player instead of a manager. This is wow. All in 20 seconds. Some amazing stuff happened. I'll start with you, Kiwi Jess. Your thoughts on this?
I didn't see the Sam thing coming at all. In fact, I didn't see the Schmoedown storyline being wrapped up at all. I thought it was just completely dropped. As someone who went back and rewatched the season, not live, I honestly thought I must have missed a bunch of matches, and I had to ask my channel. I was like, have I missed something? Because like Schmoedown's not a thing. They're like, no, it's gone. We don't know where it is either. So I was genuinely confused. So to see it actually get wrapped up finally, really, yeah, it was kind of a relief. So they just didn't drop a storyline completely.
Yeah, I
completely
can I jump
agree.
in here, Ben? I need to talk about this. Okay, so Jess, you just put the nail on the head. I did not see this coming at all. Like last week, we were discussing Sam's retirement, and we were like, he's so busy. He's got to prep his wedding with Rachel. He's done.
Everyone
so much
just accepted it. Everyone was like, yeah.
We were like, he's done so much for the Schmoedown. We wish him all the best. No, he's so busy now. He's never coming. I had money on it being Emma Fyffe. Like I was convinced that the Schmoedown was Emma Fyffe. So I really was shocked, and to find out not only it was Sam, but he's coming back as a player. Are you kidding me? Like they said, there's going to be shocks and surprises this year. But like the first minute, and we find all this in the first minute, and I was like, okay, you've got me, Schmoedown. I'm back involved now. Like, I wasn't sure what this season was going to be, and then they hooked me in minute one, and I was like, okay, damn, you've got me, guys. You've got me. I'm in. Here's my money. Here's my Patreon.
But the one that I really want to hear from is Sam Levine's biggest fan, Mattia.
Yeah, you know how I feel about this. You absolutely know how I feel about this. Sam is playing. I'll be honest. I don't think he will play soon. We will see him often now because, as we said, he has a wedding to plan and do, and it's a lot of work for sure. But I think that I don't think that he would be back if he is not willing to put time in to study. I think that Sam is just not that kind of a person. And if he studies, I will just say, watch out, world, watch out, Schmoedown. Schmoedown every player, because I'm so happy because people always said like he doesn't belong in Mount Rushmore because it's only one season of greatness and stuff like that. And he's back, and I cannot wait for him to destroy competitors again, so he can just show everyone that he deserves that spot. Yeah, he's the only one that defended, I think, singles and teams at the same time. I don't think that anyone did that. Uh, Correct me if I'm wrong. Probably Leo will. I don't think that anyone managed to defend both belts. Like when someone was a singles champion, he defended both singles and teams. And yeah, I think he deserves it. And I think that whoever gets him will be very, very happy camper, because that person could also probably get Drew McQueenie and maybe a couple of others, ex usual suspects, because I think that a lot of people would go with Sam again. So I just think this is great. This changes things. I don't know if managers were even aware that he's a free agent, and if I'm a manager, that changes things for me. So yeah, I'm so happy. I would like that Shominati would go a little longer. To be fair, don't just wrap it up in the first scene right away. Everything, but I get it. They want to do another type of show, and we could see it like on pay per view that it will be a other type of show that we were used to now. So yeah,
That'd
I'm
be a
happy.
really good match.
Okay.
Just pulled this up because I
Awesome.
didn't know this, so that is some interesting news.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay.
Gagan.
We'll get into the pay-per-view announcements and everything soon. The reason why he brought that up was I was going to bring this up. Leo suggested Sam versus Barbarian, #1 contender.
Oh,
Well, Sam never lost the belts. To
yeah.
be fair, so
But
Barbarian
he said
is
he
owed
said he
one,
wants
right?
a #1 contenders match, not a title shot. So
yeah. But I get if they give him the #1, I think that's fair because he never lost that belt. So at least give the man the
Leo
#1
just
contender.
brought up something. I just want to interrupt for a second because Liam just brought up something that that would be my only criticism of this. What about Andrew Guy's memories? I would have preferred if Andrew Guy played a role somehow in the discovery of who was behind the Schmoeminati. That would be my only criticism of this scene.
Yeah.
To be fair, we don't know yet. There might be more to come with that. So I'd say it seems like it's ended, but we could see more there. So I'm going to hold out on that one, I think.
Liam, I like the way you think.
Always the optimist.
Yeah, see what happens.
Exactly.
Trust the process.
Yeah, trust the process.
God, that's such a counsellor tone. Trust the process. I must say that about 5 times a day.
Yeah. It's a good motto.
So
yeah.
We'll just quickly bounce into the next section. We got a new studio, which I'm going to jump to Matt last because he has some hot takes. I actually like the looks of the studio. I like the TVs. Don't like the colors so much, but they pop. So I enjoyed it. I enjoy the divisions between the teammates. I think having the teammates stay as teams rather than as they had it with it being all disorganized actually looks a lot better. Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah, what I was really taken by was how much of the wrestling angle they are leaning into now with the new studio, and not just the actual studio, but the way they were doing things. So the entrances, and then also having Christian or Ken in the second match coming in to announce, and then at the end, like declaring the winner. That I think for me, it was like, obviously it's all new, so I'm going to have to get used to it. But I did enjoy it. It adds that sort of definitely a bit more showmanship to the matches. I like the partition as well. I think that's fairer. Not that people cheat, but I just think it's like people can't accuse them of doing that now. It's like it just adds a little bit more in that sense. Not sure about the colors yet, but again, it's new, so it's going to take a bit of adjustment. But I really enjoyed the new set a lot, and I kind of like how they're leaning into the whole like wrestling angle of things and just making it more of a show. And Makuga definitely utilized the set, didn't he? I know we're going to get to that later, but we saw it all.
Did he watch? Did he watch?
It was like, we need to get him in first so people can see this set, because my God, did he use it? Yeah, what about you, Jess?
So I actually really like the graphics. The studio itself, though, especially in those two shots where it's just the two of them, the background looks so plain, and it bothered me. It really bothered me. Like in a wide shot where you've got the whole desk, it's fine, but when it's just them answering questions, I'm like, there's nothing behind them. It's just like a plain, like pastel-y green wall. And I was like, there's not a lot going on. I'm guessing Matt agrees, considering how much nodding's going on there.
I like how
Yes,
Thomas
Kira.
put it.
Yeah, this what Thomas wrote. Yeah,
that's how I felt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can
so,
I
Mattia, do you want to put your hot take?
Yeah. So first, I will start with what I like. I also like the vision between competitors. That there is space. I like all the wrestling angles, but nothing of that has to do with the studio itself. Like, I like the inclusion of all the wrestling things. I watched wrestling before, so I get everything. I think that's better. I think we will be more involved. People like will be better, I think. But it's like, for Schmoedown always said that we want to build communities of people, right? It looks almost too professional to me. Like I'm watching a quiz show, like in some like television, and like the weakest link or something, but it's not blue, it's white, and people are just answering questions. It's like just too professional to me, because when I watched season 3, season 4, season 5, when you saw the studio and you hear the people and everything, you had that feeling of people having fun, big community coming together and answering questions with seriousness, but for fun. And this is just, I'm coming to work to answer some questions, and everything is so professional. And I think that it should be professional with the graphics, with the cameras, with everything else, but the feel of the show, I think that studio is messing up the feel that I have of a Schmoedown, and that's big community party. And yeah, because everyone always said that when you come to the shows, you have such a good time talking with everyone, everything. And this is just so professional, and so, as Kiwi said, so plain. when you look at them answering questions, that it lacks color, it lacks something. And maybe they just started to, maybe the studio isn't finished yet. I hope, because they they really need to put something behind.
I think it is,
behind
though,
the competitors.
to be honest.
I think that they should put something behind the competitors. Put the emblem of the faction or something.
Just anything.
I think they've got so much history now. They could literally just get like snapshots from different matches, or like
something.
Just
I
now you said it, I really want to see what your suggestions are. Like, it didn't bother me, but now every match I've got to watch now, I'm gonna be like, oh, that background, oh, what's going on?
Like Thomas actually said it perfectly. It's too sterile. For
absolutely.
For me, the best set was Cantina. For me, I really loved Cantina. It was brilliant. The big thing in the middle that separated the competitors. Cantina was perfect for me. Like, perfect set. Mwah. And yeah, as Kiwi said as well, a white shot is much better than the focus shots are.
Yeah.
So and all props to everything wrestling. I think that will elevate the show. I was skeptical, but I think it will be perfect.
Yeah. I just want to point this. I was going to point something else out, but Dagan's put nothing.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah. That would be nice. Even if they do pay-per-views there every once in a while, that would be nice. But I just wanted to get your guys' opinion on this, and maybe it's just because I've been watching too much WWE, but it felt like they piped in some of the. It felt like they were piping in some of the crowd noise, and I know that wasn't the case, but it almost felt like that.
No, I
And
thought
was
that
like,
too.
okay.
Yeah,
I think they were.
Yeah,
I don't. I think some of
Okay.
it was fake. I
also
may be
think
wrong. It seemed it to me.
Yeah.
It was right.
Okay, so I'm glad I'm not going crazy.
I think
Yeah.
I think it was. It seemed it. I don't know. What did you think, Jess?
I don't. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Not a confident yes, but a yes.
Yeah. I don't think some of it was genuine, but some of it felt like it was like hit crowd noise button, which didn't really bother me. But it was fake. I'm pretty sure. I noticed.
Yeah,
it, as well, but-
it just sounded to not like it was in the space that they were in.
Yeah. Yeah. So-
That sort of popped out to me, and I was like, "Am I hearing this right?" But I didn't want to like accuse unnecessarily. But yeah,
No, I'm with you on that. I found it a little bit jarring, to be honest. It did take me out a bit for a second.
Yeah, that first opening shot with the crowd in the background, I was like, hold on, wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, Thomas is with me on this one.
At least Dagan and Thomas agree. So yeah. Just wanted to point that out. But shall we get into the matches now? Which is probably the most important thing, and why are we here? So we'll start with the Chosen Smash, the Kevin Smith versus Chandra Dandapani. We're starting with that because I feel like that was the most exciting match. I had Chandra winning this, and I thought for the longest time that he was going to win. But before we get into that, shall we speak about what some of the surprises that happened beforehand? Roxy joined Chandru, for example.
Matt looks really happy.
Oh no! Yeah. I am.
Roxy joined Chandru. We had some amazing back and forth with Christian saying that's not the Roxy he knows. So it's kind of like he's setting up that maybe Roxy's brainwashed, it almost felt like. But Jess, what are your thoughts on that?
I love Roxy going with the kill him with kindness route, where she's that real fake, nice, like, oh, honey, it's okay. Real condescending. Like, I love that sort of heel turn where it's smile and I'm going to upset you at the same time. Like, love that. So yeah, I knew something was up when she was in the pre-show stuff. I was like, why is she here? There's something there. And I was like, there's no way that she's going to try and steal Smets because we know that's not even going to be a possibility. So I was like, I wonder what the angle is. So then when they played the music, I was like, there we go. That's what it is. Like, okay, that's why she was in the pre-show stuff. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see where she goes with her managerial style this year.
Oh, Leo's got this so right. I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, especially last year, some of the matches, like she can do heel really well. I love the fact she's turned heel. And the condescending, I agree. I would say that I was fooled. I was like, oh, is she trying to get? She's going to get Smets. I thought that's where they were going. So it was a good misdirect for me. I was completely buying it. I was like, oh, this is where they're taking it. He's going to leave Kaiser. He's going to go with Roxy. Even though last week I was like, I literally said, you cannot have Smets without Kaiser, and I
Mhm.
still bought that pre-show.
That's
I was
why. That's
like-
why I didn't believe it. I was like, no. Mm-mm.
I still bought it. I was like, oh, is this where they're going with this? I was like, I thought that's what the angle they were taking, because Janine had announced that Roxy has got in her little statement that Roxy's got a star, and I was like, no way, she's gonna get Smets. She's gonna get Smets, and then it happened. I was like, oh, that makes a lot more sense. I should have seen that coming. So yeah, I think what was I said last week? Smets and Kaiser is like bread and butter. You can't have it without. I know Americans
The
don't
other,
have
right?
butter on their bread, but in England, if you don't have butter on your bread, you're doing something seriously wrong.
Right.
So, I hope it's the same in New Zealand. I don't know what the
It
tendencies
is.
are.
It is.
Well, okay, wonderful. Americans put mayo. Like, what are you doing? That's not butter. Like, I can't deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm having a bit of
Well,
a
we've got a
crisis
bit off
about
topic, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll
Can I?
get back to the
I'm still waiting to.
this. Just a bit. My
So
mind
for
spirals
me,
sometimes.
yeah.
I'm gonna mute myself. Just let me.
So Roxy, I'm so happy with this. Roxy is much better than a heel than she is as a face, because when she was trying to be a face, people were actually telling to, like, I know quite some people that were annoyed that she's a face, because you can see that she would be a brilliant heel, like as Kiwi said, with the so patient and so nice voice when she tells people, "Oh, honey," or something like that. You can see the heel in that, right?
Mhm.
It's. I don't. I'm not saying she's that. I just say that she plays the part of the mean girl in high school.
Mhm.
I think that should be her like, character in the Schmoedown as a heel. Just me. And I think it's brilliant that she got Chandru, because I think both of them can play off each other really well.
Yeah.
And I will just say, I hope as well. Yeah, what Dagan said, right? That we will see here Alex Damon.
Ooh.
That would be, yeah, it would be, yeah,
He's got
it
it
would
in
be
him as
really good.
well. I want to see it. He can do
For
it.
sure.
We saw
I've
it
seen
come out a little
glimpses.
bit. Yeah, we've seen glimpses.
Because I would love it if we could have a match with heel Harper versus heel Damon, like brilliant. So I really hope he goes heel as well and doesn't go with Janine. I think that making Janine leave is a right choice. Yeah, and
Who gets Janine?
okay, so this is what I think. I think that we will have faction with Janine, Sam, and Ethan in the same faction.
Ooh, that's quite a lineup.
Because Janine was already with the suspects. I think that Ethan will stay with Sam, and I think that we could have Sam Ethan team up. Because I do think that Ben's dream will come true, and his favorite player will go to his favorite faction, and yeah, yeah. This is just me. So yeah,
Leo said Kaiser.
I kind of want to
I
see
think he'll
Janine
win.
with Wit. Yes,
Wit would be
yes.
great.
She's
I
a
think
fan
Wit.
favorite.
Absolutely, she is the definition of fan favorite. Like, she fits that team name so well. So I
Yeah.
like that as well.
like two people who cannot turn heel is Janine right now and Smasher. Like, you cannot turn those two people heel.
Yeah.
You can even turn heel if you do it properly. The current champion Marisol, it could be done. Hard, but it could be done. But those two people, no, you just can't.
Oh, and Brandon. Like, Brandon.
Yeah, okay.
Not with that face.
But if you make him be a whiny kid, you could.
Oh,
True.
Yeah,
Uh,
that's it.
so so we'll
About
get
the
into the
Roxy thing.
actual match now. So we'll get into the actual match. As I said, I was the one who said Chandra will win. I was completely wrong. And,
not by much though. Not by
much.
much.
No. They both missed just one, as Thomas pointed out in the comments earlier. But it was where they missed that counted, and I think that's as Christian pointed out, when you miss on the 5-pointer, it costs you. And
Yeah.
I'm a bit sad that he spent all his repeats on
And he's a question, right? On easy question.
yeah, on that 2
On
pointer,
the second, on the
like,
2-pointer.
I think he knew
exactly,
it.
and I was like,
yeah.
That's
I did too,
stupid though. Wasting 2 repeats on the first of your round 3 questions. That's ridiculous in my eyes.
I don't
Like
see
maybe the 3-pointer, sure, but not the 2-pointer.
No, I don't see how
And-
he didn't know it, because if you just know something about Harry Potter, you know that Severus Snape is the head of Slytherin house, and
Yeah.
it's an obvious answer. Just even if you didn't watch the movies in ages, you know that like Severus is.
I think the only defense I have is maybe he thought it was too obvious, because sometimes with those sort of things, like Snape is the go-to answer, and it might have been like I've recently done the books, and it might be like, oh, was that one of those small changes they made from like book to film? So that was my only thing. Maybe he was like just overthinking it, but I think he knew it, and he was trying to like just play the game a bit, and then he obviously had only one left for his 5, which I think would have helped for him if he had a bit more.
It's at that point that my support for him turned, because then I was like, no, now you have to lose. if you're wasting your repeats like that, you have to have comeuppance for that.
Yeah.
But I just wanted to point out Leo's comment here. First time he's ever missed a 5-pointer.
Wow.
I didn't know that. But I love having Leo in our chat. He is the stat man. Leo, thank you.
He's great.
You help us out so much.
I did feel really sorry for Chandru.
Just
yeah.
congrats to Dagon. We've got a Mystic Meg in our midst.
Here we go.
So, Jess,
You felt
your
sorry
thoughts
for
on
him.
the match?
I do feel sorry for Chandru coming into it, because he like, if he won, he was going to have the worst win of all time, because facing Smets in his first match, coming back after beating cancer, that's a horrible match to have to want to win. And especially for his character as a heel, people are going to hate you already, and it's only going to be, amplified if you beat Kevin Smets coming back after 15 months. Like, it's just, it would have been such a hard thing, because you'd go into it being like, I don't want to win this, but of course I also do want to win this. And it would have been a really weird headspace, I imagine, for him to be in, because I would be in my head being like, do I want to beat him? No, probably not. So yeah, but I did have Smets going into this just because I wanted to see him have a really triumphant return. Because even though I haven't been around that long, I do know how special and important his journey in this, community has been. So it was really great to see him get that. And he only missed the one, but Chandru's a great competitor, so he didn't really let him off the hook at all.
Yeah. I think the most respectful thing Chandru could have done is what he did, and give him a good match. Like, that's what Smets would have wanted. And to be fair, he had him right until the last question. So like, I have massive respect for Chandru. I completely agree with you. Like, pretty much everyone wants Smasher to win that. Like, that is a difficult one. I know it suits his heel character, but that must be tough as a person to like have to try and play that. And he did what the right thing to do, which was play to his best of his ability and give him a good match. I think it would have been disrespectful if he didn't do that, and that's not what Kevin wanted. So I have so much respect for Chandru to even take part in that match. Like you said, to be that first one to play him after he's come back, that's not easy. So, and he played really well. Obviously, it just came down to the 5-pointer. So I think we're all pleased that Kevin won. We wanted to see it, but I also have to give props to Chandru, because that's not an easy thing to go in and do.
Yeah,
Mm.
I will just say this match was great. Exactly what I wanted to see, like competitive match with Smets winning in the end. And I
Mm.
just want to say this. I said it, I think, in the end of last season. I think Chandru right now is the biggest star Schmoedown have. Uh, because he really knows his stuff. And all props to everyone else. I think he's the best right now uh, when it comes to the theatrics, the talking. We don't have rock anymore, so talking theatrics, everything that comes with it. I think Chandru is the best, and how big of a competitor he is shows the fact that he played Smets. That was a lose-lose situation for him.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. If he won, everyone would said, "Oh bummer! Oh come on!" Like,
Mm.
and if he loses, right?
Mm.
Uh, so big props to him. And I will just say, I picked Smets, but I was so worried. I had some family members who going through the cancer stuff. I was so worried how his brain is going to work because he probably got to the chemotherapy and stuff. I was so worried how his brain is going to work. I'm so happy that he retained his memory and his knowledge, and that's awesome. The match itself was really good and really competitive. I just have one thing to ask you guys. Do you have a feeling? Because I don't know, this was a number one contender or not, right?
No.
Was it?
I don't think
No.
it was.
It,
No.
it,
Okay.
yeah.
Do you have a feeling that the questions are a little easier than
Yes.
there was last year, right?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was going to get to that in the teams match.
So
But, I mean,
I
IG,
think
Definitely.
yeah, yeah.
I
IG for me is difficult,
Well,
so I can't tell. But
yeah,
definitely
we'll
teams.
discuss that in the teams match because
yeah.
I pretty much went perfect in that. So we'll
Okay,
Mm.
definitely
if we
discuss
are
that
going
in
to
the teams
discuss it
match.
in next match,
Yeah,
then I
yeah.
will.
I think
But it's the same for the teams and the inner geekdom. I will tell you what I think then. But the match itself, very wholesome, very fun, very good get ups from both competitors. I liked Chandra Loki, so that was fun as well. So yeah, I see where the Schmoedown is going, and I like it. I was skeptical. You can go to the shows before the end of the season. I was very skeptical, and I love it. They blown out of the park. The matches and everything else with the matches. So yeah,
cool.
Uh,
Can I just
just
bring something up? Dagan said Chandra is the MJF, and I've been sitting here for 5 minutes
so
trying to work out what that
I
is.
will explain this. MJF is the greatest heel of all time in wrestling. He
Oh, I've been like
It's a
I will send you
wrestling thing.
clips, but
yeah.
he
Everyone
is.
is oh.
so confused.
I will send
Oh.
you clips, but this week especially, he was big in wrestling news because he's been the heel. I don't know if you've heard of CM Punk, but he's basically been the heel to the big hero CM Punk. But they had this big match coming up, and he came out and he basically said, "I was bullied as a kid," and almost basically turned face. But we can't, because he's such a heel. Everybody's looking at it like, "What's his angle here?" kind of thing. So
Right.
that's kind of why he says Chandra is the MJF of the Schmoedown, and I 100% agree. But yeah, sorry,
Thank
I'm
you
a
for
wrestling
clarifying
dude.
that because I've been sitting here trying to work out MJF. Like, is that like
Yes.
movie
I,
just friend? What is MJF? So I couldn't not have that
yes.
told to me. So thank you, Ben.
Sorry, I'm a wrestling nerd, so yeah. When you said that, I kind of geeked out a bit, but yeah. I just wanted to point this out. Thomas, you're right. Chandra did say that he probably would have missed it even after 5 repeats. You are right. I still
I think
would
you
have
could
preferred
actually
it
hear
if
him
he.
say it in the background that he didn't know it, that he had no clue what
Yeah,
it was anyway.
yeah, and I completely agree. I just wish that he hadn't have wasted those. So if he did have it somewhere in there, he could have gotten it. But yeah, um, So we'll move on to the undercard, which was the Wild Berries versus, they were calling them Drew Dolph.
It
or
should be
Dolph
Drew Dolph, and they
uh,
should only exclusively do Christmas trivia. That's what I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Or
like that.
video Dolph. Yeah. Something like that. I completely agree. But this was an interesting match. As Matt and Liam alluded to, the questions were a lot easier in this one. Basic, uh, basic knowledge of who the
Ooh.
actor is in the movie, um, what basically gave you the plot synopsis and said name the movie kind of thing, at least in round one. Not so sure about Stephen King questions; those seem hard to me at least. But Matt, this is where you can talk
Yeah.
about.
Okay. So if you watch our smaller run of the watch-alongs with the matches, I didn't usually do that good in the Schmoedown trivia, but with this I did, and that's saying a lot, right? Okay, when I watched the first match, I said, okay, if we are going to have just fun matches with lower bar for trivia, fine, I get it. We will have, and I actually prefer it. For example, not the last spectacular, but before that, right? When it was fully digital and everything, right? I loved that we had like serious matches and then some um, small hitters that we can just relax on and come to our senses, right? So
Yeah.
I was just hoping when I watched that match, okay, this is that kind of match. The questions in the next one will be much harder, and they didn't like lower the bar on the knowledge of the trivia. Okay, this is just two matches, so I don't know. This is just two matches, but going based on these two matches, I really don't hope they don't lower the bar of the knowledge they had in the digital
Mm.
era. Because
Yeah.
uh, I watched wrestling, I loved all the storylines and everything, but I mostly like trivia. And then if
Yeah.
you lower the trivia, then it's not just about studying
Sorry.
anymore. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, uh, like it's not just
It's
about
my dog.
yeah,
I completely
it,
understand.
yeah,
I'm
it's
no,
not.
sorry. I thought it was a cow.
No,
It's
I thought something else, something really awful, but I don't want to talk about that.
oh yeah, but
Yeah, no, he's just being a sire. I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
It's all right.
it's
It's
fine.
okay. Don't worry.
Yeah. Okay, this is great. Okay, so for me, it's just please don't lower the trivia aspect of the show. I wanted it to be very hard because that's how we can know, and that's how we know that the one who is the champion really knows the most. It's not just you get the right questions at the right time. So this is just me. This is just what I really want. Uh, like for me, if you're going to play Wild Berries versus someone who is not that into the trivia and you have lower ranked questions, fine.
Yeah.
But when you have, for example, Ethan playing Marisol again, for example, for the championships, put that really hard questions in that I don't know anything about, and I'm happy. This is just me. This is how I would like to see the Schmoedown. I get that they probably want to do it that if someone watches, you know some answers, so you can keep up and play along. But for me, as a hardcore old school fan, that's not fun. Sorry, and
Mm.
at least not for the championship and heavy hitters.
Mm, yeah.
Like as I said, I think that it should be a division. Like when you have not divisions, but division that we know of, when someone is like just here for fun and someone is here to play. And if someone is here to play, give him the players' questions. And if you are here for fun, give him fun questions. That's it.
Hmm.
And yeah, that's my point of view. But the match itself, it was really funny. It was really enjoyable. Like Makuga is a national treasure, and yeah, I love him. So it was just fun match to hype me up for the next one.
Mhm.
That's how I saw it.
Mm.
And I'm happy they won, and they won because of Makuga. So yeah, great. So yeah, as to be clear, I didn't pick them to win. Just to be clear, but I'm happy they did. Yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
Thomas agrees with you, by the way, Matt. Just wanted to pick that up.
Yeah.
So, Jess, your thoughts on this, on the questions or the match in any particular?
Yeah, I wasn't able to play along much during the live like when the season 8 questions were up. I was like, I don't know. I have no clue what any of these things are. Is this even a movie? And so to be able to play along properly, I was like, this is weird. I shouldn't be able to answer most of these questions and get them right because generally that's not the theme with Schmoedown. I love Video Drew. She is delightfully strange. She is my kind of oddball, just weirdo, and I love that she fully leans into that shtick. And Claudia Dolph actually is quite a good counterpart. She like came across like that mum that's always day drunk, and I love that.
Yes.
Okay,
She
great.
she was it was a weird balance. Like on paper that shouldn't work as a team, but it really did, and I love that. It was way more of a we know this isn't for anything, so we're just gonna have fun with it. As the Wildberries definitely took control of like them being in the background and like running up to the desk, and I was like, this is just and like Andrew Guy looked genuinely like concerned for his own safety during that. So I loved that whole aspect of this is just for fun, and it was kind of a nice way to ease in back into Schmoedown because it's felt like a really really long hiatus. So it was really nice to have something a little bit more fun to like kick off the season.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. Liam, your thoughts?
Yeah. Joe, I want to see like 10 minutes of just Video Drew, like a day in the life of Video Drew. 'Cause she absolutely fascinates me. We were joking a few weeks ago when this match was announced. I was like, all she needs to do is like scare Makuga to win, and she basically she didn't quite get the win, but she basically did it. He obviously, I think I was thinking of that us with the lady from Us when she came into the studio, and obviously Makuga just was terrified, and that's all she had to do because Makuga is petrified of everything, and I love the whole with her the doll, and she fascinates me.
It was
She's so interesting.
creepy doll, creepy with the two
Yes.
So
faces. It was
creepy,
so unnerving.
and I loved
And
every
her,
minute of
her
it.
interview thing
Great.
where she says, don't get me wet after midnight on the
Yeah.
East Coast.
Yeah, and she kept
That
calling
was-
Claudia Tom. Like,
Yeah.
I want a day inside Video Drew's brain. Like, it just fascinates me. She's such
Yeah.
such an asset to this league because she's just so
Such an
mind-boggling.
oddball.
And I love that about her. And also, her trivia is like really improved from when she joined the league as well. So she's actually a real threat now. I want to see a singles between Makuga and Video Drew, and I want to see her just go full out crazy and scare the hell out of him. That's on my to-do list. Halloween special, Video Drew v
Yes.
Makuga. No trivia. Just they got to stay in the room for 10 minutes, and he has to say something like that. That's what I want to see. In terms of the actual match. I mean, Matt's already spoken about the questions. I have to say, I watched this about 1 a.m. and I was half asleep and I got a perfect first round. And I'm not saying that to brag. I just felt they were really easy. I've never seen Lethal Weapon, but I could answer the question based on it could work it out from everything was given in the question. And there was a few like that where I didn't even know the movie, but I could work out the answer just from how much was given as clues in the question. Now, I just hope that not every single match has question difficulty like that because I think for me, it's gonna get a bit boring because it's almost too easy. I think for this match it worked. But you know, I think sometimes they do this when it's not like a tournament match. Sometimes the first round questions are a little bit easier. You know, when it gets to tournament season and it's like championship, they kind of like level up the difficulty a little bit. What I'd like them to see is maybe have like 6 questions of that level and then like a couple sort of medium and a couple hard, just to differentiate it. Because I think to earn a perfect round, I feel like it should be really earned and not kind of like a gimme. And and again, I don't want to sound too harsh because I sound a bit like I'm bragging or something, which is not what I'm trying to say. I just thought it was very easy in this
Yeah.
match in particular. And I think if it stays at that level, it's going to get boring because there's just too much is given in the question. We'll see. I'm sure they won't all be like that, but you know, I just hope that's not the case. And then I will say, like round 2 and round 3, for me, those question difficulty was absolutely fine. I don't think there's any problem with that. It was just round 1. And we have to talk about as well the first, Dagon alluded to it, the first wild card slice getting spun by the wild berries. So it took me about 3 minutes to work out what their slice was. I didn't understand it. Was it Die Hard Blank? I still don't really know what that means. I took it eventually to mean films which have the kind of plot of Die Hard, but not
it was.
Die Hard.
That's completely right.
It's a really strange like slice. But
Yeah, I was so confused when it came up. I was like, hold on, what?
Yeah,
What?
I've watched the match and I still don't really know what the slice was. And I was also confused. Are the wildcasts like how does this work? Because it hasn't really been explained. So my assumption is it one of them is opponents, one is spinners, and then one's a wild card.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, basically.
And are the wild card slices just a completely random slice that's put
Yes,
on?
no one
Yep.
knows.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
No one knows except for the writers.
But it could be like anything.
Yeah.
So it's not a wheel slice that is usually put on the wheel. It's something brand new.
It can be names of the dogs in the movies.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with it now. Okay, I guess it's super lucky then that Wildberries got that specific wildcard slice. 'cause
Yes.
that's right up their wheelhouse.
They
and
did
still-
put that on the wheel, hoping they will get it.
It
Let's
does.
be honest.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Which is like, I don't want to say that, but it was like they probably couldn't have got anything better.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand what it means. You've just explained it to me, and I've watched the match, and I'm still like, Die Hard Blank, like what?
Yep.
Shama. So that's Chinese for what? That's the only thing I learnt when I lived there. I just was confused for like 10 minutes, and then it just took me out. But yeah, it was. I like that though. I like the wild card slice. I think it's a cool premise, and I think it will play like I want to see how it gets involved in the matches this year. The wheel seemed really hard to spin.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Thank you.
Like it literally span like once round.
Once, and it was like, okay, we'll stop.
So.
Quick.
I mean, I guess it stops having to wait 10 minutes because sometimes it just went on and on and on. But I was like, I'd like to see it spin more than once.
Yeah, it's just a full rotation and it's done.
Yeah. So hopefully they can like work on that a little bit, just like put some oil on it, let it spin a bit quicker. So that struck me. But it was fun. It was a fun match.
Your rival is back.
Oh, Thomas. I've never seen Lethal Weapon. I'm sorry, but I still got it right. That's what I mean. I've never seen the film, but I got the question right just from.
I haven't either, so.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, Thomas is going to be on you now, Jess.
Oh, I can make this even worse by saying I've never seen a Die Hard movie either. So
Ooh, wow.
I'll leave myself at the mercy of the internet with that one.
Wow.
I know.
No,
I'm
Liam, you're lying.
really about
You're
to
lying.
get myself cancelled now.
Guys,
so-
wait.
This Christmas I started watching the first one because I'd never seen it, and I fell
Here
asleep
we go.
after
It's
20
not
minutes.
just me.
Oh my god.
So I never actually
Me and
got to
Liam are
it.
never going to be
You guys
seen
are
in the
cancelled.
space
You guys are
again.
Right, that's
cancelled.
it.
Euroschmoe.
We're out.
We're going to
Sorry.
get bullied off the internet.
I have to say this. We have a movie-based channel and you never saw Die Hard. Oh my god. Okay.
That's it. We're off. We're off the air.
Yeah, I don't blame
just
you.
wanted to point
Imagine
out,
see if we were competing together, Liam,
Leo,
and we got that slice. We would have been
Leo made it-
screwed. We would have been
I did well
screwed.
with it though. I did well. I got like 3 out of them, so it would have been fun. But
Thomas has I think has a big rivalry with Liam.
It's
Jess,
just
so
it's like
this
you're
is why
fine, Jess. It's Liam I have a
Jess,
problem
you're
with.
fine. Yes.
yeah, some favoritism, and I'm not a fan of it. Yeah, but it was a fun match. That's me done now because I got to go hide because I haven't seen Die Hard.
Yeah, let's go to another, right?
Okay, so after that bombshell, we'll move on to the next topic. Spoilers are over now, so if you've come back, you can now be aware that we are now spoiler free for the rest of the episode, unless you haven't watched the announcements during the week.
Shame on you.
So, exactly. Oh, hang on a second. There is one other thing that I wanted to do. Sorry, spoilers back up. Which was they announced something which is Titan Fridays, which is we are no longer getting a schedule of matches. They're going to have a match. Anyone can challenge anyone at any time. Any team can challenge any team, and they'll organize it, and it'll appear on a Friday. You'll get I think this is how it is. Please help me if I'm wrong. They'll have the show on Friday, and they'll have the parts broken up into Tuesday and Thursday the following week.
I think so. I think that's right.
If I have something wrong there, yeah. So that's how it seems to be. I think they said it's going to be a 2-hour show.
And scenes will be the specific different videos as well. So if you want to watch only matches, you can watch only matches without anything else. And if you want to watch only scenes, you can watch only scenes without the matches. But the Titans will be the full show. And it will be one week, once a week, and that's it. I don't know if I'm correct. Star Wars will probably be digital, right? So
Star Wars, they're kind of iffy on when it will happen.
They haven't quite said anything.
Yeah, okay, but
it'll probably only be during celebration and maybe other times during the year when it's big.
We'll see, but maybe that will be another specific show.
Yeah,
but
the first half, I'm so confused about this. I'm like, which half do we get?
First match.
So that's what. So I imagine it's 2 matches per night. That's what I took it to be. So we'll get one of them. Is what my assumption was, but we'll have to wait and see
guys,
how it works.
What do you think about that concept?
I actually think it's really smart because you get loads of people saying, "I just want to watch the trivia," and you also get some people who love the scenes. So it gives the option now. If you just want to watch it for the trivia, you can do that. So I think it's good for the audience because it's not alienating anyone. It gives them the opportunity to watch both if you like both, or just watch the trivia if that's what you're interested in. So I think it's really clever, and obviously us as a community, we're going to love that because we get the scenes and the trivia. But for people who just want the trivia, they have that option now as well. So I like it. The only thing I'm a bit iffy on is not having a schedule. Just because that means our prediction league is gone. We can't really do it anymore. That's just selfishly because I love doing the prediction league.
I'm just gonna say I will probably be the only winner of the prediction league ever. So always king.
Sorry, he's had technical difficulties.
And also will say that I am still waiting on the video essay of why is Avatar: The Last Airbender much better movie than the TV show from Ben. And then that's his punishment.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
That's his punishment.
Okay, so Jess, I am one of the biggest fans of Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I hate the movie. I hate it with passion.
Yeah, it's horrific.
I've only
It's a
watched about
crime.
20 minutes, and I stopped. I couldn't watch anymore.
He needs to watch the whole movie first.
No,
I have to watch
that's
the whole
painful.
movie as a punishment for losing at Prediction League, and I have to say why Avatar: The Last Airbender movie is better than the series, and
Oh,
I still can't bring myself to watch the whole show. I have to do it this
oh.
week because we're doing that
Yeah,
next
I'm a mean
week,
person.
Sunday.
And
But yes.
Liam's is even Liam's is even worse. To be fair, but fine.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I
What
don't
can
envy
be
you.
worse than watching The Last Airbender?
Watching Artemis Fowl, that's the only thing that's harder.
I tried to watch that and couldn't, so I get it.
I love the
Yeah.
books and I hated it, so yeah, I get it.
It was painful.
So
It
yeah,
continues to be
yeah.
painful as well.
I just wanted to point this out. Liam and
Mhm.
Thomas seem to be on the same page again, so they seem
Yeah.
to be back and forth as to where
Thomas
they're
loves
friends.
me, really.
I seem they seem to be frenemies.
It's a quiet love.
so Jess, what do you think about the Titans and the concept of the one show?
Yeah, I really love it because I love the storyline concept of it. That's the reason why I enjoy the Schmoedown, because there's so many other like trivia competitions and shows out there. This one's different because it has that storyline element, so I like that we're going back into that, because I know for the later half of the year a lot of storylines got dropped quite heavily, so it's going to be really nice to actually have that be a component that they actually concentrate on enough to have it be its own separate thing. So that's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah. Ben, will you go or I?
Yeah, that's true. I just
Okay,
wanted to point something out. My only qualm with this is the time. 2 o'clock in the flipping morning every Friday.
Yeah, it's not good for
Yeah.
us, is it?
Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, it kind of sucks for us here in Europe, but that's what we have to deal with.
They're never going to please everyone, unfortunately. It's a
I
hard
know.
thing.
No, they're not. They're not.
We can watch it. It'll be a
it's
nice
good for the
Saturday
Americans.
entertainment for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
True.
for me, I will say this. Everything you said, I also like trivia and the storyline aspect, and I love that it will be that. The thing that I like to add, as Thomas said on this show multiple times last year, it was really hard to keep up with the Schmoedown. Like to watch everything, it was really hard. As we said, we sometimes had to skip stuff because we just didn't have time every day, hour and a half. And then if you want to support your friends in the community and their after shows, like people support us, then you have to have hour and a half, 2 hour a day. So it's 5 hours a day. Let's be honest here. If you want to support everything and everyone, and this is much more manageable for me, like 2 hours a week, and I'm caught up, and then I can watch FCL actually, if it comes this year. Like I have time now to watch FCL. I can watch other after shows more than I did last year, so it opens up the schedule, and I like that it's more accessible to people now, because it's much easier sell to my friends. You can have you must have 2 hours a week. Then it's okay. You have to keep up every day to keep up with everything, and yeah. So I can sell Schmoedown to people now. Before it was much harder, and I love the concept of one show a week, and that's it.
Yeah.
The time, I get it. It's American show, American time, American competitors.
Yeah.
I still am a little very very sad that the girl from England didn't have a match, because she was phenomenal in free for all.
Kim
Yeah,
Taylor
yeah,
Foster.
yeah.
That's
She
him,
was
right? Yeah.
she was really phenomenal in the free for all. She lasted the same number of rounds as Griffin Newman did. This is where I will leave it. And
Maybe one day.
yeah, but I get it. It's American audience mostly, so it's American
When they
time.
come to London, she'll be the first competitor.
Yeah, and as Liam say, it will be a great Saturday morning entertainment for me probably. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so the action. Oh, so I just wanted to, while we're on this, now that Prediction League is kind of up in the air, I figure I'll point this out now. What we're going to do is, sorry to bore some people, but what we're going to do is we're only going to do predictions for when they announce the pay-per-views. Because I assume they're still going to have pay-per-views be announced. If anyone knows any different, please correct me. But for me, I think if they announce the pay-per-views and we know that they're going to announce pay-per-views, we're going to do it like that. Also, we're going to do it a different way because one of my dear friends on my fantasy thing has a survival fantasy league where we kind of predict things. So she has this thing where if you score more points for a TKO versus a win. So my idea was if you predict a winner, you get 1 point. If you predict a TKO victory and you predict correctly, you get 3 points. However, if you get it wrong by saying it'll be a TKO and they only win, they don't get a TKO victory, you get no point. This gives the TKO a more of a do I want to take that risk? Your bigger risk reward kind of thing for me. I don't know if you guys feel different. Please tell us in the comments in the live chat. I don't know what you guys here on the show think of that.
Well,
I mean, as long as Matt don't win, I'm up for it.
yeah. I know I'm the biggest heel of the show now. I get it.
And
It's
yes,
gotta be one.
just to clear things up, if Mattia, myself, or Liam are at the bottom of the league, we do have to do a punishment voted on by the winners. It'll probably be something like act out a scene or sing a song that we hate. So we'll figure something out. But yeah, that's how we're gonna run things.
Yeah, great.
We'll have to put Cars 2 on the save my movie list.
Oh
No, I can't even put that into the atmosphere.
no! Don't even say those words aloud.
Yeah.
Jess, I suggest you watch Save Our Movies. We basically crap all over Cars.
I'm sorry, Cars.
As you should.
It took about 5 minutes for Liam to say we are not putting Cars 2 in the saved list.
No, I put the whole Cars franchise on the. Let's forget about that and never talk about it again in my life.
Yeah. Guys, really watch Save My Movies. It's an excellent show, and please give us your support. Thank you. We're done with the plugs, guys. Let's go back to the.
We're done with that. But yeah, done with spoilers. Done with everything else. We are now moving. We'll just quickly run through the announcements of this week. We'll start with the corruption announcements. So corruption is keeping Mike Kalinowski, Marisol McKee, Chance Ellison, and they're getting Laura Kelly back. They're dropping the Coyote,
We don't know yet.
though, which is
We don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. Which will break my heart because Deception is my favorite team, and I do want to see Deception v Shazam at some point. That is my dream match. But yeah, any thoughts? Quick thoughts on this,
Can
Jess?
I? Yeah. Jess. Okay.
I'm just gonna say it's no surprise that she picked those three to stay. Like at the end of the day, if she said any other names, I would have been absolutely shocked. So it didn't really surprise me. It's going to be really interesting with all the factions having these spaces available. It's a really interesting dynamic rather than having a hey, here's our whole faction. it's this slow teasing of, obviously there'll be storylines that play into it, as we saw with Janine. So I'm very interested to see where those go.
But it is five
Yeah.
five people, right?
5, yeah.
It is five
Yes.
people, yeah. Still, okay.
Um,
So for me, I will be surprised if corruption doesn't win, and this is why. If you have only 5 people, players like Mike and Chance are the most worth players you can have. Let's be honest. If you have player who can play in 3 divisions and you can have only 3 people, 5 people on the division, like for example, when someone is taking Chance, you have great singles player, great team players, and by the way, you also don't have to worry about your inner geekdom. So you have with one player, you have 3 requirements for the Schmoedown, and that's great. So I think that Shannon is pretty much in the best position again. I also think that Finstock Exchange, if the person who I think it will be comes as their inner geekdom player, will also be in a good position. But yeah, we'll see. And yeah, I just think that it's brilliant, and I think that probably corruption will be a female run faction this year. Like I think that Emma and Rachel will be there to stay. I think that this is the pitch they will go with,
Yes.
like the female run faction, and I think it's great. It probably will be like a real tweener faction. That's a wrestling term for people who don't know. With probably Shannon being a heel and Rachel and Emma being faces, with Emma probably have some tweener tendencies and Rachel being a true face. So I think that will be the concept of that faction. I am surprised that she did manage to get Laura back already. I maybe thought that someone else would keep her or something. But yeah, now corruption, for what we know and for what players are announced, I think that corruption is the strongest faction right now. And yeah, that's it.
I have some
Liam?
thoughts. I'm really pleased with the 4 people she's got announced, and I do think that they'll bring Adam back because I think Deception is too good of a team to let that go, but we shall see. I'm really pleased that she still got Chance, because I was worried that they were building it up for Chance to be leaving with when she was the management and things when he played
I'm
Marisol
not.
last year. I am.
I will
love.
just
I
say
want
Chen
Chance with
Soyama.
Mike.
Chen Soyama, my dream team should have been made, but fine.
No, I want Oyama with Ethan now. That's my dream.
Mm.
With who?
Ethan.
With Ethan.
Oh,
And I
Ethan
also have to say this was my favorite video in terms of the announcements. Like, it was done so well. The only one missing, I thought Clark might show up, and then I was like, all my dreams would have been made. But it was just it was really fun way to announce your faction and to get Emma involved and Rachel. Like, kudos to Shannon. She just announced it really flawlessly. I am also really hopeful that this means we're going to get more Emma, because Emma is my favorite manager of all time, and she has been showing up a bit more recently. We saw her at the Spectacular, and she's now showing up in Shannon's promo. So my hope is she's going to be involved more in some way, whether that's on the desk, whether that's supporting Shannon. I don't know how yet, but I'm hoping it's leading to her return as a manager. And then I'm also hoping it's leading to the return of Rachel. If Sam's coming back, I think that might give her the bug to come back. But I'm just living in dreamland. So that's my hopes I'm putting out there, and maybe we'll see it happen. But it was a really fun announcement as well. I just thought it was done really classy.
Yes, agree. Quickly, just one word answer: face, tweener, or heel. To answer Dagan's question, Matt, do you think corruption is now face, tweener, or heel?
as I said, tweener.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'd say that.
I agree as well. Yeah, tweener.
Yeah. So we all agree, tweener. Okay. I like Thomas's idea a little bit here. Fan favorites Ethan and Janine getting together again. I kind of like Ethan being Oyama a bit more, but I can see that happening, and it won't be such a culture shock, shall I say? But yeah, moving on because we are running a bit short on time. Kaiser keeps forgetting his nuts, and because of that, he lost Ben Bateman. Um, Ben Bateman is now he's left the left dungeon. I have an idea of where he will go, but I'll
We
get
know
to
where
that
he's gone.
later. Oh
We
yes,
know.
sorry. We do know. My apologies. Yes, he went to the den, but we'll discuss that a bit later. But yeah, they got a bigger get there for me. But yes, we'll discuss that soon. Any thoughts on this topic, Liam?
I like that he's got Nikki. Good get. Everyone loves Nikki. I just thought that was smart. Obviously, we know he's got the Smets and did he announce anyone else?
No,
He's got
he
Smets.
announced
He's got Nikki. He has
Nikki and Smets. That's it.
That's it, right?
yeah. That's
That's all we know
Yeah.
so far.
That's it, yeah.
So that
Yeah.
leaves it wide open. So I'm just intrigued to see where it goes. But I really like that he's got Nikki.
Yeah. For me, well, he has Star Wars and Inner Geekdom, and now we just have to wait. Who will he get as singles and teams? I think Dan will not be coming back to Kaiser. I think that
No.
him and Mara are going with Wit. This is just my prediction. I think that Wit will be Wit's main player will be Dan and Mara as his inner geekdom, and I think Parker will be somewhere else in some evil faction, but fine.
Some
And
evil faction.
yeah, the true heels.
I think he's
the
going to be
true
on the
heels.
Finstock.
Yeah, of course. One of my favorites, but fine. I love
mine
the heels.
too. Mine
I love
too.
the heel. If you watched our show the last year, you can see that I'm always defending Finstock and the Finstock exchange.
I defend Finstock too, so I get it.
That's
I get
because
it.
heels defend heels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, of course, baby. The last one in our prediction league, through face, because face is always blue.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I just think it's good. It's good gets. It just depends on who he gets as a singles and teams, because he needs only two people to be fair right now to lock his faction, and we'll see who it is.
Just want to say I
Mm.
put
like
that
this
into the
idea.
atmosphere a few
Yeah.
weeks ago, and I agree. But yes, let's hope that happens.
So has everyone? Jess, you haven't given your
Yeah, I mean everyone's covered pretty much what I would have said, so
Let's move on.
Cool. Then we have Amaru and T. Wiggins have gone to Swag.
And the
Swag
Yama.
also, I was going to say they also keep Paulo Yama. They've dropped Lon Harris, so final exam is now no longer a thing.
And they have
I
Ace.
think they, yes, and they have Ace
Ace,
Cabrera,
yes.
so they just have one teammate or person to fill. Do you think we could see Paulo Yama, Clee Wiggins? I doubt that, but just an idea.
I'm not
No.
sure
No,
about that.
I think they will get someone stronger trivia
Yeah.
wise.
Yeah. Okay. Jess, your thoughts on Swag situation?
I'm excited for Amaru's climb this season. I think he's poised in a really good position. I think that he could really take this league this year. So I'm excited for that. Not sure where else everyone. Ace is a good player, so that should be interesting to see as well. I don't know. There's so many because it's a 5-person faction. You have to have such a strong faction from the outset, and that's the problem. Is there's some really, really big names and collectively in one faction that it's going to be really hard to go against a bunch of different factions this year.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
but we don't have
Agreed.
any. We know all the factions that will be formed, right? The
For now,
only
yeah.
I think fan favorites is the only extra one as on top of the ones we've already had from last season. I think.
Yeah,
it
Am I
that's
As
correct
of
in
Swedish.
that?
now,
That's
yes.
that's
Yeah,
Swedish,
yeah,
right?
Yeah.
yeah. It is.
yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're just
So,
waiting
yeah.
to see who he's got.
Yeah. So for me,
Agreed,
uh,
Dagan.
Oyama is a great thing that he gets. Ace, I think it's perfect because let's be honest, the hardest matches for current Star Wars champions were Ace and Gold Leader.
Mm,
Those are his two hardest matches. If you ask me, like he almost lost to Ace
Mm.
in that first tournament. He almost lost to Ace. So I think that's great. I get why Winston picked Klee. I was just surprised because this is just nothing against her. She is the Black Cinema champion. But when I see the top 5 players and when I take my like top, I know 30 players of the league, I don't know if I would put her in top 30.
yeah.
Like, okay, I get it. There probably will be some points, and she did good, but I was surprised, and I think that he needs to get one more player to be Oyama's teammate if they want to get again to the number 1 contenders and even championships and stuff like that. So we'll see.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. I like that he's got Ace back, and he's not got an Ace can actually play because we haven't got 2 Star Wars players on the factions. But that's the same for all factions now, isn't it?
Yeah.
I like that we haven't got things like Mara and Parker and like
Mhm.
2 great players counteracting each other, so they can't get matches. And obviously Oyama's got his shot, so my guess is he's going to use it in singles now. I always thought he would do it in teams, but now I think it'll be
And
singles.
sorry, in the pay-per-views they did said that it will be Merso versus to be announced.
Mm.
Yeah.
And the only logical reason is the one that is Paul Oyama, because they said that who is it? Who is going to play for the number 1 contender shot? Is it Barbarian
Yeah.
Sam, maybe we don't know though.
and Bibiani or what?
No, I think yeah, it was pointed
Sa-
out way
Sa-
earlier. Dagan pointed it out.
yeah, Sam is going to play against someone probably or something. Don't know, but that is for me. That is the only logical way to do it. Because if you don't like, you can have maybe Bibiani versus Griffin Newman to see who is going to be who is going to play.
I thought though
Um,
Griffey's going to concentrate on teams this year and not.
yeah,
He is.
probably.
Sorry,
So
that was announced on Twitter. Griffey's focused on teams, so
didn't see
we
it.
are not going.
Okay.
We are basically not going to
Which is a
have.
shame, but
Yeah, that's a shame,
Yeah.
but get it.
So we'll just
But-
have Arthur Nemes now, no longer Griffey.
mm,
So okay, so for me that's the only logical way is to do it is that Oyama is playing Marisol in the first pay-per-view.
Fair. I just wanted to point out Keith is here. Hello, Keith. And so yeah, that is just you gave your opinion. So
I did.
I just wanted to make a slight argument against one of the things you said, Mattia, which was I don't think many people thought highly of Liz, to be fair, when she was picked. I don't know what the feeling was back then, but Winston kind of took her to a near championship level victory. I don't know. She was at that level already, but having a faction behind her and giving her that support, I think, put her over the edge. So maybe having Winston on that team will
Yeah, of course.
raise Wiggins' stock a little bit. That's my only
No,
rebuttal
no,
to that.
I don't. I'm not saying she's a bad player. I just say that I was surprised he picked her. I didn't
I
see
think
that,
that's
right?
fair. I think most people may have been a bit surprised by that pick, but
Yeah.
we'll see how it goes. I was surprised by that pick. To be fair, I didn't expect it.
I was too, but I can completely see it being awesome. Leo, our resident
There you go.
statistician, giving us the right one.
Thank you, Leo.
Bibs versus Chance.
Oh, that's a good match.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
Oh wait, Bibs, which is okay. Why Chance? Oh, Chance.
He just lost, didn't he? Not too long ago.
Yep.
Okay,
Oh,
I think
okay.
we better
So,
move on.
Yeah.
Go.
We'll move on to the next one, which is who is the pride of the den? I'll just give my thoughts on this. So, just give you what we're going with. Kate is keeping, um, obviously Saul and Thomas Harper, but she's also picked up Ben the Boss Bateman, which was a nice surprise. But even bigger of a surprise, and even more awesome for me, Jen Kemp, because we all know Ben can be the heel and can play the heel, but I really want to see how Jen Kemp is going to play this as a heel, because
Mm,
I don't think that the Den will be a tweener faction this year.
no.
I think they'll be completely heel. Um,
Mm.
that was set up in Spectacular. Um, I'll go to Liam first, then Jess. Thoughts?
I love the pickup of Jen Kemp. I think she is like on the cusp of being a star. I can see her having a similar run to Marisol last year. I think it's a brilliant signing, and I think it's a one which maybe not all managers were thinking about. I think it's a real good bit of managing from Kate, and I hope that she is playing with Ben. I think that's a good team. I don't know if that's what they're going to do,
Yeah.
but I do see them as a team, and I think they'd be a good team together. I think they've got different strengths.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe she's going to pick someone else up to be Ben's partner, but I would like to see those two together. I really like it, and I really like Ben with Kate. I think Kate has admittedly said to herself, like, she feels like maybe she can't give as much time as some of the other managers because of her kids, and she needs someone to kind of lead her faction. She's got Ben, who is basically a player that wants to be a manager, but
Hmm.
doesn't. He is kind of a player manager, and I think him as her number two just makes sense all around. He can help
Mm.
like with the faction. So I just think it's really good signings from Kate. She knows what she's doing, and she's doing it well. I I think it's going to be a strong year for the Den.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd
Jess?
agree. I'd agree that Saul and Thomas are really easy picks for her to keep from the den. Like, I'm not surprised that those were the two that even back at Spectacular, she was like, "This is it. I'm starting afresh." And yeah, Bateman being on that faction is going to be a really, really good addition. Same thing with Jen. I think it's one of those ones that's going to be really solid going forward into season 9. I'm excited.
Mm.
Yeah.
Well, you said everything. I think, except the Shannon, I just think that okay, she did the best job as a manager. I think what from what I saw this season, because Shannon had pretty much easy job of keeping her people and getting Laura to sign in. Okay, and yeah, Kate needed to revamp her whole faction, and she kept two, and she get pretty strong too. So she obviously worked her ass off in the not in the
Off
season
season.
between seasons. Yeah, sorry, between seasons to get those people. I don't think that it was easy to get Ben Bateman on your faction. I think that many people wanted Ben Bateman on your faction because, as you already said, he's a second manager if you get him. So yeah, and yeah, everything you all said already. I just concluded with this. And Ben, do you have something to say
Uh,
more?
just hey, my as I've said before, my favorite pick of this week was Jen Kemp. I can't wait to see her as a heel. I think it's going to be awesome.
Mhm.
But yeah, I loved her putting. I don't know if anybody saw the Facebook video she put up, but it
Yeah,
was amazing. Her
it was
putting on
great
the
promo.
yes, it was. I
Promo
loved it.
queen.
So yeah, loved that. I think that is it for the show, unless you guys have anything else.
Yeah, maybe plug. Do you want to plug something, Jess?
Yeah, I was going to do that. Jess, plug anything?
So you can find me over on Northern Entertainment Group next Saturday, where I'm going to be competing against Gold Leader himself and Taco from my channel in at their Alien Championship game. It should be interesting. I've already defeated Thomas Harper and Marie Wilson and Zach Burkett in it, so this should be easy. We'll see though. So that's next Saturday at 8 p.m. Pacific. So that should be fun.
In what? In Alien?
And any alien. So the basic premise is that you're given a description of an alien. You have to say whether or not it's Star Wars, and if it is Star Wars, what the species is, and if it's not Star Wars, where it's from.
Okay.
Nice. Well, good
Yeah,
luck.
I like
it sounds really easy in theory, but it's actually really difficult.
So where are you coming to play in the Star Wars?
No,
No.
I don't want to play for any stakes other than bragging rights.
Okay.
Those are the best stakes.
Yes, so that's where you can find me, and then you can also find me on my Twitter, just there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Liam, anything you want to plug?
Yeah, obviously I've mentioned it a few times, but I started a new show this week on this very channel, Save My Movies, which I came up with the concept a few months ago, and we had our first show. The internet was a bit bad on my end, but we got through it, and it was a lot of fun. Ben joined me for our first one. It was Pixar edition, so essentially the
Ooh.
premise is we can only save 3 movies, and the rest are gone from existence. And we had a good time debating that one. Got a bit heated at points. And
I bet.
come find out if Cars made the list. Spoiler
Still
It
alert,
really
about
should
the
have.
last one.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't.
So we're going to try and do that every fortnight, and it should be a lot of fun. I'm thinking the next one may be some Harry Potter related, but I don't want to make
Oh, good.
So please check that out on the channel, and please leave some comments and let me know if you hated our picks or you completely agree with them.
Yes. Mattia?
Yeah, nothing else or except you can find me at Schmoemat on Twitter, and please support the channel. Also, just a big shout out to guys. You please comment if you have some interesting names for the channel that you think we could be called, because we will be renaming the channel probably. So
Ooh.
just a little sneak peek behind the scenes, and please support us. Also, one new show will be coming, and please stay tuned on our Twitter to see what it is. And see you soon next week.
Cool. I just wanted to ask one thing before everyone goes. One name, Kid or JTE? Jess?
Sorry, who what?
Kid or JTE winning on
Oh,
Friday?
Kid. Sorry, as in Brendan.
Oh. I'm gonna say Maya. I'm gonna say Brendan.
Okay, this
Okay.
is me. I think
Mattia?
Meyer will win. I would like the JT to win. Sorry,
Yeah,
Teresa. Sorry, Teresa. If you watch this,
Liam?
I would like JT to win.
That's the wrong way around. JTE. I can't do an E, so I just stopped at the T.
Based on last year's history, I'm going to go with JTE as well, just because Liam pointed out that Brendan seems to always lose his first match and then has an awesome rest of the year. So, based on that, JTE for me. I think that's the end of our show. Thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Thank you, especially because I did not put this up on Twitter. I was a bad YouTuber, a very
How dare you,
unprofessional.
Ben? How dare you?
I know. But thank you to everyone that joined in. We really appreciate you, Thomas, Dagan, Leo, people that are always here. Jess, thank you for being on our show. It was awesome to
Thank you for
meet you.
having me.
Yeah.
Loved
And
Thanks, Jess.
thank you to Jess's dog as well for making a special
Yeah,
appearance.
he does that sometimes.
Exactly. But we'll call it a day today, and thank you so much for watching, everyone. Bye bye.
Bye bye.